Welcome to the bold analysis. The social contract between Kenya Kwanza, led by William Samoei Ruto, and the citizens of Republic of Kenya has been betrayed in the altar of politics. And no level of political propaganda can undo that betrayal. Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto in the last general election signed a public contract with Kenyans. And that contract took different forms. There are organizations that even signed, there were even county charters. There were some women charters, doctors charters, and different sectors. And that contract was anchored on these two pillars. And but then let me just ask you, Mapema, make sure watch this podcast to the end. This one I've really taken time to ensure that we package something tangible, we critique, and look at a critical aspect. So I don't want to lose the flow of thought. That social contract was anchored on two pillars. The first pillar was economic justice, that we will form government with you. I want you to listen to this soundbite. That is, that mirrors what William Ruto was saying in the campaign trail. That unlike Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga and the handshake regime, who are just thinking about positions through the BBI, we will bring justice, we will ensure that we form government with you. So the first contract that has been betrayed is what has been relayed there is inclusivity of the hustler. And you can just make quick audit of what is happening and find out yourself. Do you think the hustlers are on that table? It's no. So that was the first anchor, economic justice, that we will ensure that you are also on the table. And that is what was the bottom up, that hautabaki hapo chini. For quite so long, the leadership has been talking about position, but for the first time, we are going to talk about you. So that is the first pillar. The second pillar was that you can still make it without Uhuru Kenyatta. And that pillar was that the impediment to your success is the government. So that contract was meant to tell the public that it is the government that has not been doing the right thing for you. And we will make the government work for you. Look at the way these young people were chanting bye bye Uhuru Kenyatta. That venom and that song, I captured that video from my store. I normally keep a couple of these videos. The perception that was created there was that the government has not been working in your favor. And so we will make a government that will work for you, and that is why itawezekana bila Uhuru. I wanted you to get that contract, those two pillars of this contract. The first one on, we'll form government with you, economic justice. The second one was, we will make government work for you. So that is why if you remove Uhuru Kenyatta on the way, and that is why many people are told to go and vote to remove Uhuru Kenyatta. But as things stand now, hustlers never formed government. Never. The people that, the mama bogas and the borders, and they were never mirrored. They're not mirrored in public appointments. There is no mama boga, someone who has risen from a border head of border association, who is heading a parastatal, or who has been given some position. These people are also people who are learned. They're not mirrored in public appointments, and they're not even mirrored in policy formulations by Kenya Kwanza. So, forming government with you is that we will be with you, even if you're not appointed, but when we're making policies, we'll be sensitive to the fact that wewe ni mtu bodaboda, you need to take you, mtu wa mama mboga, we need to take care of you. And if you think it is just hate talk, UDA bloggers have been crying that immediately Ruto formed the government, they were left at the gate and they're no longer, government is no longer interested in them. If you want to know things broke, that contract was broken, was betrayed. The church clergy were promised jobs, car grants. Some went to an extent of even being promised land so that they would build churches and no one will interfere with their religion. But don't we have a report that a church was demolished in Murang'a to pave way for affordable housing? And 2 churches were demolished in Mavoko, you know. And Ng'ang'a here, Pastor Ng'ang'a here in Nairobi is being at loggerheads with William Ruto because of an imminent eviction from that place. So things have not been going on well. The churches were not even taken care of later. I repeat, when we made these policies and we've been moving the new taxation regime and Kenyans have been saying things are bad, the government resorted to wait and you will see results. That narrative is too late, too little, and in fact, very simplistic. I don't know who is this person that is going to wait. Listen to what Vincent was saying, this MP from Kambani.
Najua rais wetu na deputy made a number of promises to us during campaigns. Mimi nawaomba mpe muda, ako na mpango mzuri. Na bishops na kanisa, ni juzi tu nimegundua kumbe mtu ya kwanza kufanya promises kwa watu na kuwaambia wangojee matokeo ilikuwa Jesus Christ. Mesoma Acts 1 verse 4, before Jesus is taken to the heaven, he was speaking to the apostles and he told them, do not leave Jerusalem, but wait for the promise for the gift that my father promised you. Na mimi naona itakuwa sawa kuambia watu wa Coast kwa sababu ile subira ndio tunaongelea. Let us not leave Coast. Let us not leave Kilifi. Let us wait for the promise ambaye the deputy president na president wetu walitu-promise. I just want to assure you that there is a plan with His Excellency the President and his deputy. Remember, they inherited the economy in a very, very bad shape, and a simplistic person would want to politicize and take the shortcut routes. But a situation or a disease that requires surgery must be treated with surgery, not with a Panadol.
That is the message. And a few UDA MPs and leaders who still want to massage Kenya Kwanzas and still maintain allegiance, the only line remaining here is, let us just persevere. In future, things are going to be good. But no one have definite, timelines on what is this future. Is it 2 years? Is it 5 years? Is it 1 year? Is it tomorrow? Everyone is just saying we are going to have a better tomorrow. But this better tomorrow is not well defined. Now, immediately after the election, after William Ruto established that contract, UDA sent Kenyans in a campaign frenzy, and there were some gullible Kenyans who were made to believe that Raila not becoming the president was their greatest achievement. So people celebrate, not because Kenya Kwanza is the president, but not because William Ruto is the president. People are made to celebrate because Raila Odinga is not the president. Because in Raila Odinga, there was going to be a continuation of Uhuru Kenyatta. And remember I told you, I played for you that soundbite about the social contract. Now, Ruto has simplified the Kenyan problem in 2 words. In these two narratives. Number one is, we are not going to subsidize consumption, we are going to subsidize production. And we have subsidized fertilizer. Now, when you listen to the Kenya Kwanza leaders speaking across the country, even if Ruto is speaking, I listened to, there's a time the president was speaking somewhere in the coast where there is no farming going on. You'll realize that the only statement being made here is we gave subsidized fertilizers and farmers now got bumper harvest. Not even looking at the fact that we even also had rainfall or there were other factors at play. And we've been made to believe that the Kenyan problem is about ugali, and because we were given fertilizer, we should not complain about the high cost of fuel. Because fertilizer is there and the cost of maize has gone down between 150 to 170, we should not complain about the new reforms in fees. Because things have been changed and the farmers have been given subsidized fertilizer, we are going to increase the cost of renewing your ID and even getting new IDs. So Kenyans are, it's only simplified. The Kenyan problem has been simplified to be an unga and fertilizer thing. And so I see it as a rider, and that rider is one that is a bit, is very simplistic. Do you know that to date, the president has failed to address the issue of fuel? He gave the State of the Nation address? No way. The first time in September, after actually when the first hike happened, he was in the US and attending United Nations General Assembly. He came back here after Moses Kuria and the David D talking to Kenyans the way they want. He came back, Ruto never responded. And in fact, he has not mentioned any word about the cost of fuel. That social contract was broken. And this propaganda and, and counter, it's not going to work. If you've been keen to realize that quite a number of Azimio leaders have been running a narrative, and it is narrative that is going that we warned you. We warned you. That narrative, and Kenyans were like, yeah, we were warned, but we never listened. That, what is the effect of the break of the social contract? Number one, voters will withdraw from the polling station, abstain from the polling station. And with that, the 2027 ballot becomes very complicated because it is shrinked. And if you want to know there is going to be vote apathy in 2027, just watch the current grassroots elections that are expected. Look at the turnout that UDA is going to conduct theirs in December. I think ODM is also conducting theirs in May. Just look at the turnout, how many people will turn out to vote for some party officials. You will understand that Kenyans are simply going to withdraw from the ballot. Because people went to the 2022 elections with a lot of enthusiasm. Oh my goodness, I want to drop that word. People went to the ballot with a lot of excitement and huge expectation. But that expectation is not commensurate to what is actually happening. In fact, as Malema said, it's simply opposite of what was expected. That social contract also has an effect. It revives Uhuru Raila messaging moving forward. And that is why you will see political pundits arguing that Uhuru and Raila Odinga will have a big say on who becomes the president in 2027. Whether it's going to be William Ruto or someone else. What is normally said, the reason why that says is not that Raila is going to vie, but the messaging is going to hit. We want you. If Kenyans will understand that Ruto has given us worse than what Uhuru did, then clearly you will understand that what Uhuru will say, some people, quite a number, will listen and say, oh, let's think about it. Number three, this scenario, this betrayal of the social contract has exposed the dark side of the issue-based campaign model that William Ruto piloted in the last election. And that is why Whether we like it or not, the 2027 election will take the kingpinship, the interest of the region, not the interest of a population. It's no longer going to be easy to consolidate a youth around an ideology that we are coming here to solve your problems. People are simply not getting it. Thank you. Let's meet in the next. Welcome to the bold analysis, ladies and gentlemen. This is the northern part of the coastal northern coast, and I am live at the Uzuri Coastal Apartment. I want to show you a B&B. I know this is now a holiday season, and most of us are coming in the country. You also want to spend some time in the coastal area, and of course, this is the best place. It is very convenient, and I want to show you so that we do a house tour. You know what exactly is inside and how it looks like, so that you can really be in a position to make a good decision. It is a very good partnership between the Bold podcast and the Uzuri Coastal Apartment here in the coast. Asante, let's go. Yes, so when you come, this is the house. This is the beautiful sitting room, or rather the living room. This is your dining. So, you know, like in these rooms, when you come, you're supposed to be able to prepare your food, or even without that, you can still get someone a cook to serve you. And this will be your dining. Then, so on this other end is the kitchen. So the kitchen is very big. This is where you cook. So, and it's very comfortable because when you cook, the smoke that is coming is being absorbed by this. Then this is where you can keep your stuff. This is a microwave, and even you also have a fridge on this other end. So it's a very comfortable place. So before even I show you the other side of the living room, here is a door where you can, you know, when you are here and you want to freshen up, you can just come out here. You can do your laundry around this place. It's a very serene space, guys. You can do your laundry here. You can also just rest and just around the balcony, as you have a very good view of the place. And by the way, as your cameraman is showing you, you see the place is quite an amazing space, and you can take a very good view. So even standing here or being around this place is quite a very interesting scenery. So this is what is it? So let's go back inside so that we give you the other bit of it. Yes, so these are your sofa sets. This is where you can relax. So you make yourself comfortable here. If you can look at it, these are the chair, and then the TV set. So it's a place you can. I promise you, this is a place that you really loved. I've been here for the last I think I spent my night here, and it's quite amazing. It's quite an amazing place. So I want to show you the other spaces, but this is literally what that living room looks like. You really love it. So let's go. Now, the other place I want you to see, this is the dispenser. Yeah, this is the dispenser, and they have Wi-Fi. So you should not even worry about your internet, and I've used it. It's quite very fast. So you can be able to run your errands if you want to work online, you want to just keep up, and you also want to watch the Bold podcast, you'll be able to get that. So on this end is now double bed. This looks amazingly beautiful. I'm telling you, this is good. You know, this is a place that sometimes kwa maisha pia unajitibu. You just unazoea hii, you get used to this one. It's quite good space. And then I've realized, by the guys, the cost is a bit hot. I don't know, hot or relatively hot. And when you get into this spaces, it's quite good. This is the double bed. So if you're a couple, you can organize yourself here. Now this is where you can keep your stuff. See, it's your wardrobe. It's amazing. So it's open. Then here, the ventilation is there, and you see the fan, so you can organize yourself, and then it will on. With that, you can get your fresh air, and you will be amazing. So this is our workshop, and this is another hospitality space that's quite an amazing. You will literally love it. You can organize yourself, find out well, and yes, these are the places that you should really come to visit. Then I want to show you the other end. There is something I need to show you in this room. Now, there is something interesting, but let me tell you, as you can see, hapa, this is some transparent. This is a bit transparent kio. And if you can just open, if you want to get out, because you can still get a good view. No, this one is in your bedroom, and you're still getting a good view of the coast. You can still just open, make yourself come along.